I will introduce also Inga Raukas, who is architect in a company of architects called Allianz, and she's been working pretty much, and she had quite impressive works done around Estonia and even the Estonian embassy in Vilnius, so taking Estonian architecture abroad, and a lot of interesting like membership and representativeship of different organizations. So Inga is here to. Inga is the person to tell about the three winning projects, and then we will go afterwards with the question session, when we will ask. I have some questions already for Karin. She may start thinking, but I will not say what are the questions. And then we will ask about the projects themselves. And I hope you all went through the posters on the second floor, so you may have noticed some ideas, and we will discuss about it briefly. But welcome on stage, Inga.
And we just agreed with Karin that we will, maybe I and Karin, we will explain a bit later also the background of developments in housing renovation in Estonia, and how is done, and what is done, and who is doing what. So we had this quite impressive jury, and as you noticed, we had one star architect who was Bjerke Ingels from Bjerke Ingels Group, and we have to say that actually he was a person who attracted a lot of attention to this competition, and that's for I guess this was also very successful. And another member of the jury was, as Karin told to us, Hendrik Mänd, the chief architect of Tallinn. And of course, he's doing his everyday work in development of apartment blocks and areas. And I was side of practicing architects from Estonia. Of course, I have done also some planning works, but actually I'm not a planner. I'm basically doing more architectures and plannings. But I have done some visions or sketch designs, for example, for another big city in Tallinn. This is Narva. Narva has the same kind of huge apartment blocks areas as Tallinn has, and mainly the population in Narva is mainly Russian. And this was also a very interesting experience, how the different nationalities actually feel their environment. And we have done several works for city of Narva, for architecture, and also from side of planning. So this was a plot actually, which I don't remember. It was around 10 hectares or something. And the area basically consists of different housing blocks, but they are repeating this raster, and in the middle of this area there is a huge, not huge, it's a small pond, and actually it's like a zero point in this area. And around this pond there are schools and kindergartens, and this was original concept of architects of this planning, that around this so-called social network there will be apartments. By now, actually, Õismäe is quite a popular district in Estonia because of there are seas not far away. There is a Harku lake, which is also quite close. There are Tallinn Zoo is just 100 meters away, and then there are around huge shopping centers, and also some stadiums and ice hall, tennis halls, and actually everything is already there around. And that's for, I guess the competition brief was really interesting and inspiring, even for Estonian architects, because it has so clear concept and so clear shape of the city. And that's for also for myself, if I had to participate, I guess this was really great idea to have a competition on an area like this. I simply repeat some dates and data. Oh yeah, it's much bigger. It's 147 hectares. As you heard, what was expected from participants was vision, and from other side, a quite specific proposal which could be in a very small scale. And I would say that maybe the participants forget about big vision. Actually, most of the works were quite rational and somehow quite realistic, and tried really to figure out new strategies. And it wasn't like utopian ideas. Maybe they looked like utopian, but they were not. And we had these jury sessions during a quite short period, but we had a look. We had the possibility to look after all works. So everything was in Google Drive. So we basically made our personal comments and choose our personal favorites. And as you know, it's not easy to deal with so big bunch of works. Basically, we got 86 works all around the world, and maybe the statistic is also quite interesting. I can read it from my mobile phone. Most of there were 11 works from Japan, 10 from Italy, 10 from Estonia, 6 from Finland, 5 from Holland, 5 from France, 5 from Russia, and 4 from Germany. And then all others were actually basically from all over the world. And there was no entry from Latvia. Only one was from Lithuania. And I guess we noticed that very many architects and landscape architects they did work in this way as it would be directed to Bjarke Ingels. Somehow it showed up that they were using strategies like him, or they wanted to please him. And I guess this competition was also popular because of him. And this was one experience. And to talk a little bit about the evaluation, how we did it. We had to look at this criteria and how this mainly foreign architects, how they understood the problem and what kind of proposals they did and how they understand the context. And then we decided to divide all these works into different groups. That we find out that there are kind of overlapping themes of strategies, and these are some list of them. This kind of strategies for densification. Strategy how to fill in the gaps between existing buildings, how to reconstruct the buildings, and how to concentrate new development, and what kind of multifunctional public services could be done in RISMA. Besides that, everything is already around. And there was, I guess, more than 20 works which mainly deal with public spaces and greenery in different levels. Even some works were introducing a zoo and like a forest or quite wild spaces inside of the area. And from other side, there were a lot of works who tried to develop kind of social network and just to raise the level of communication between people who are living there. And there were kind of proposals how to manage communication, how to do public events, or how to organize public meetings or so on, and how to just to force people to communicate. And then another way was to introduce new links and new roads. And this was also a very popular theme. It's quite easy actually. That if you want to develop something, you will draw a new road or new street or new pathway. But actually it doesn't work out very well, because some of the works were like it's simply not enough having only new roads, because there is no reason maybe to walk around just like that around the ring, or just to cross it. But I would say that most of the works were about public space. And we had several questions during the jury, and we discussed quite a lot what kind of strategy actually will help out, how to develop the area which is monofunctional, mainly monofunctional, because the schools and kindergartens, some of them are already empty, and they don't work so well. Another big question was, do we need this? Actually, I know that population of Tallinn is increasing, but this happens because a lot of people are coming into Tallinn to work. But this will stop in near future, and that's why we ask the question also, do we need so many blocks at all? Maybe it's reasonable to demolish some of them and just to have better quality or better environment. Another question was what kind of strategy could improve the living quality and value of property. And we found a lot of interesting proposals how to do this. As you know, also, probably in Latvia you had this kind of CO2 projects which task is to improve insulation and reconstruct existing buildings. In Estonia it's quite popular, but somehow it's also very difficult because of the population and because of housing communities, because they can't agree very easily. And very many housing communities, they have done very small improvements. Maybe they only insulated the roof, or they just changed the windows, but this is not enough, and actually it doesn't help to develop property or value of the property, because cost of heating will stay as they were. If you are reconstructing only one piece, it doesn't help a lot. And the biggest question maybe was what kind of strategy could trigger new development more easily? Are there this kind of trigger which could help very fast, which is like a fast help or something like this? And of course, last but not least, is how to create, excuse me, there is a mistake, inspiring environment. And I guess young architects, this was quite easy, just to figure out how to fill the public ground and how to design the public spaces. And jetzt, excuse me, now I will talk about some winners. And this is the first prize of our competition. And as you see, the authors are quite international. And they are from Holland, from was it Croatia, Serbia, Czech Republic. Yeah, but they are all studying together in Strelka Institute of Media and Architecture and Design in Moscow. And I guess they won the competition because they had so international team and background of knowing the problems. But now I have to switch to the photos. And actually, of course, we looked at nice graphics, but maybe this work attached our interest because of not very sexy design or very sexy graphics, but it looked like some drawings from 60s or 70s, but the proposal was still very interesting and quite simple one. Basically, the idea was to renovate or to reconstruct 2 ground floors, and in this way to influence the area very directly. This means that they proposed to develop a new kind of public ground, which is strengthened by small shops and local services and so on. And another thing was that it was somehow very simple idea to use these old blocks or panels to draw a new structure in the area, and they proposed to develop a kind of market and exhibition areas in the middle of this district, and to demolish almost all walls of these school and kindergarten buildings, just to have this basic concrete structure which could be developed further with new architecture and with new ways of design. And we found it very realistic. As I told, we already understood that we are not looking for big utopias, but we have to look deeper into functioning strategies. And see, here are some images of this work. And actually, Bjerke liked this work most also. And in the middle, you can see the idea how to recombine the panels and how to open up all these floors. The second prize was also quite international team, but mainly from Italy. Only one architect from Tallinn was also participating, and probably as a local guide. And this work had very nice graphics, and it's really unusual way to present ideas of present architectural ideas. The main idea was to densify whole area just with new development, and with this means to level up the properties. And as I said, it was very nicely executed. Second and third prize is from, it was from UK probably. And this work had completely different strategy. They pointed out this kind of wall around the pond, and they proposed that the easiest way to raise price of property is having a new lake inside, which is bigger. And this helps to densify the areas around the pond, and all these apartments will have a, let's say, they will have their own coast or their own view to the lake. And then they introduced a small pathway through this lake, and this was it. It was very, very clean and very clever proposal. And doing simply this kind of lake, all this, you can imagine how will these surroundings of lake will look like. There could be even some boats or resting areas and playgrounds and so on. Then we decided that we have to give some runner-up prizes also, and we decided to do it this way, that we pointed out the best designs from different thematic theme groups. This was one of the themes which was about introducing animal park into this area, and this animal park could help to give a nicer area and nicer greenery. And there was even possibility to have this kind of I don't know how it's in English. This small construction where you can look at the nature. This is the same work. And basically they didn't do anything with these buildings. And another idea was that you have a local app to use, that you can take pictures from animals or birds or whatever, what you see there. And somehow it is like a wild lake in the middle of the city. These are quite huge files, I can't go further. Okay. And this is another very simple idea, just to use color to design and to have a new image of the area. Maybe it's too simplistic, but from these kind of works, this one was best one. And we discussed that it can be used in a very nice and sublime way. And basically, so nothing else is done. Okay, here were still some introducing some pavilions and park areas and public spaces were also introduced. Here is another work which was one of these kind of works who tried to describe vocabularies for different kind of public events or public buildings. And they proposed different attractions or pavilions or so on. And this is this kind of manual. But there was another work like this, but this one was interesting because the ideas were quite unusual, and as a playing grounds or pavilions, they were kind of very nicely thought out, and they had a lot of interesting proposals. This one is one work who actually all the authors of this work, they introduced a very simple way of urbanization. They just introduced gallery space around, which is simply covered because, you know, the climate in Estonia or Latvia is quite bad. And then this kind of gallery around the lake could help to have different kind of events inside this gallery. Or you can put some sporting grounds or other functions into this gallery. So basically, as a jury, we looked for interesting ideas which are not seen everywhere, and which have some new points or some new ideas. And this, of course, wasn't for us very easy because the amount of work was so huge. This is another work which is quite literal in a way, because Väike Õismäe means flower district, and actually all the areas in this district and streets, they have also name of flowers, and this was quite literal way to develop this area, just to use the name and just introducing a kind of public shopping and markets and public spaces inside of the area. And I guess this one is final work from Rana Sapp, which was about creating a social environment and creating kind of social communities and spaces for communities where to discuss or play or work or whatever. And some participants, they did even models, and this one was one of the finest models, which was in a way of this small game where you can play around around these blocks with small metal okay, this small metal thing. I can't name it. And basically, this is it. These were most interesting works what we found out from all this huge amount of works. Thank you.